day 4. Here in Norway, the sun is now setting around 8:30, 8:45. We're in early April. When I arrived, it was dark around 3:30. There's something that happens in the air, and it's coinciding with all things happening with me. Today's word of the day is denial and self-honesty. It's powerful. Let me just say that I think any awakening process, any path to enlightenment, any personal development, whatever you want to say, whether your guru is Tony Robbins or St. Francis of Assisi or the Pope, it doesn't matter. Whatever path you want to call it. I think the erosion of untruths, that happens layer by layer. It starts with a very basic sort of honesty. Somebody said yesterday that morals was just, I forget how it was worded, but ethics is sort of tied to our heart. Our ethics never change, but our morals do, based on life choices, brain chemistry, physiology. But our ethics is sort of tied to your philosophy that you're sort of almost born into. And part of the reason is when you live a life that is unethical, meaning it's not congruent with who you are, shame and guilt and these other things sort of continue to pile up. That's a battle all of us face on different levels. I'm just really humbled. I'm going to give less, you know, I could say this, I could say that. I don't know where I'll be, blah, blah, blah. The fact is, I'm here today. I'm right here. I'm right here. And when I really... I also just want to stress this, that for somebody like myself, I can only speak for myself. That's it. My path is not your path. I would never, ever preach. Preaching to me is claiming that I know your path better than you do. I might have guesses, I might have assumptions, but until I can really step into my own truth, I can't really fully know that I can't know yours. Now, if you come to me for advice, if I go to somebody for advice, they can give me their experience, they can share their strength, they can give hope, but they'll never fully know the path of the other person. So if anybody claiming enlightenment and trying to convince, it's a message that shouldn't resonate. But if you're experiencing something and just being and emitting, that's attractive because it sends out a different frequency, a different energy. So this is sort of symbolic of where I'm at today. I don't have anything. I've made poor choices. I've made good choices. Let me add a little bit to that. Today I have a bit more self-knowledge and self-worth and self-dignity, and that has a lot of value. A lot of value. If you want to use the metaphor, this was something else that I heard recently that really makes sense. If you're not living a life that has a sustainable climate and economy, think of it as like the world you live in. It will eventually crash, like 2008 housing bubble. We are the same. Whether you want to talk about spiritual deposits and all of that ties together. I don't know what today is about. Day 4 is about fucking peace of mind. And I every day have awareness is going backwards of, oh shit, I actually believe that to be true. So my honesty that I've been claiming with honesty it was tied to where I was at in the moment. And I've been painfully honest, in fact, hard to watch. And nobody but myself could have known that the trajectory would keep going. And there's always ways, just like this water, right? There are moments where the water gets tricky. If you're emotionally and spiritually balanced, though, and in a kayak or canoe as a metaphor, you're going to be fine. And then there's areas where you can relax and the water gets calm. I can never change the fact that nature will rain and bring hurricanes and tornadoes and awesome days like today. What I can change is metaphorically how I'm dressed for the weather, how physically I can handle being hungry or weak. It's not going to tip me over. That's my lesson today. This is my day 4 awareness that I'll make. You know what? I'm humbled today. I'm just grateful to see myself a little clearer today, because the more clear I see myself, the more compassion I have for others, the more understanding that I am of their own choices and their own paths and their own lives and their own boundaries. You can't force nature. You just can't. And you have to, if you want to live a holistic life, if you want to walk towards enlightenment, it doesn't happen for me. This is not a trigger point anymore either, but I can't dunk my head underwater and say one word and I don't think be saved. I do think there's some symbolic, like a pointer on the map. For me, that pointer on the map was August. But I still had a lot of work to do, and it will happen until the day I die. This is what I believe, but I do believe that life continually gets more fruitful. So where will I be in a year? Very, very optimistic. I suspect it's right here, Scandinavia. I don't know where. I have hopes, and I keep stepping into my truth. And that is a person that I would want to employ or be friends with or have in my life, because he's eroding, he has finally calcinated a lot of stuff so that I can just be comfortable being myself. And I think that's really all the world needs. The rest is like icing on the cake. I had to go through a lot of uncomfortable moments and make, to get here. And then there's tomorrow and the next day. I just need to keep arming myself with tools so that that river, this weather will always change, always. But I can adapt. It's like the planet is getting warmer, so what can we do about it? Can we adapt? As a family, can we make changes? As an individual, as a country, and as the world, can we make changes for the fact that it's warming up a bit? And we can't deny that. It's sort of like, that's life. You know, there are certain things that are just inevitable. We will die. We will die. The sun will burn out eventually. This planet will no longer exist. These are truths. So what can we do about it today? And then how can we live in the moment? That's where I am today. Really humbled by nature and back to the balance of really who I am, which is half science and half spirit. Yeah, because science will always catch up to just what it can prove, and then there's the other side of that. So for me, I sort of am in denial of my own essence if I, just me, not you, me, if I don't remember why I'm here, because I think we're all here for different reasons. And I'm really ready to step into the role that I was meant to do, and that's a process. I was afraid of stepping into this role for a long time, and now I didn't even really know why yet. I didn't know why yet. Hey, life is 90% our attitude and 10% what happens to us. Longevity is 25% genetics, 75% my lifestyle. Go out and hike today. Do my best today. Give everything I can. Continue to erode the illusions so that I react with more peace. so that I could get in somebody's face or them get into mine and not react, so that I could see something disturbing and not react. I admire that. I admire that. I could say a lot more, but this isn't a confessional. This is just a journey of what can happen in 1 year and some clips. Peace out. Keep walking. Never give. The only religion I have is know thyself, and as above, so below. We are part of the universe. I am literally made of components that are tied to this planet and the universe. Literally. You can't have even an elementary understanding of astronomy to not believe that we're part of this. To understand how the galaxy was formed. I guess I don't know anything for sure. I would say there's as high a probability that aliens have mated with Paleolithic era men to create the people we are today, which feels a bit cosmic and a bit earthly, prehistoric. Primal parts of the brain, very elevated levels of consciousness. But that's not what today's about. Today's about peace. And I'm going to sit and enjoy it. Day 4.